Look, I don't know why you're still buying boxed macaroni and cheese, but you're doing it harder than you have to, and not as good as you could. I'm going to show you how to make macaroni and cheese from scratch in the microwave easily. First, start with a microwavable container that is capable of boiling water in. Put some hot water in it. Until it's about half full. Cover it. Put it in the microwave until it just starts to boil. In most microwaves, if you're starting with hot water, that'll be about 2 to 3 minutes. Get yourself some cheese of your choice. This is a blend of cheddar cheeses. Some half and half, or you could use milk. Some shaky cheese of your choice. It helps thicken it. You know, parmesan. And the secret ingredient, which most people don't have in their pantry already, which you'll have to go out and buy, but you're going to want to, because this is the easiest way to make macaroni and cheese when you want it quick and you have a craving. Tapioca flour. Alright? It's made by Bob's Red Mill. It's tapioca flour. It does the same job of thickening as like flour or cornstarch, probably closer to cornstarch, but it does it much faster, and unlike flour, it doesn't need to be fully cooked to get the flour taste out. You can't really taste this. So, you'll also need a pasta of your own choosing. I like these. They're kind of like macaroni elbows, but they're longer and they're ribbed. So all we're doing right now is we're microwaving our water until it comes to a boil, which is there already. Alright, so then I have such limited counter space. It's a pain in the ass. So then what you want to do is carefully take your lid off because there will be steam. And also, don't overboil your water because you can superheat it and then it can explode, and that will really hurt you. Put a reasonable amount of pasta in your bowl, you know, however much you're gonna eat. I'm not gonna judge you, but if you're gonna make a lot, you're gonna want a bigger bowl than I used. And then, this is important, a little bit of salt in your water. Don't overdo the salt because you're not going to drain all the water out. Give those a little shake. Make sure all of the pasta is under the surface of the water. Put it back in your microwave. And the amount of time that your pasta says it needs to cook on the box, you want to put it in for that many minutes on 50% power. Alright, the reason why you do 50% power is because at full power the water will boil over and it'll just make a mess inside your microwave. Not that pasta water is a terrible mess to clean up, but it's unnecessary. You shouldn't have to clean up the mess. Alright, and then we're just going to sit here for 7 minutes while our pasta cooks in the microwave. If you've never microwaved pasta before, it works fine. You You could spend these 7 minutes figuring out what you're going to watch or read while you're eating your macaroni and cheese. That's what I normally do. I queue up Amazon Prime Video, get a show loaded, so that when I sit down, I can watch something. But I can't do that because I'm videoing on my phone. That's what I watch it on. I have like a million, well, not a million, but I have like a lot of these Amazon Echo devices. And I bought them because I could watch video on them. But I put them in locations where I never do that. Like this one's in the kitchen. And usually when I'm cooking, I'm making too much noise or I am too busy to watch anything. Usually I'm just making too much noise to hear it. And then the other one's on my nightstand, which is fine, but it's beside the bed instead of in front of the bed, so in order to watch I have to like crane my neck and then I get a neck cramp. I have sometimes put it in, like rested it on my chest and watched it that way, but it's kind of bulky and awkward, so and then I have two in the back room that are smaller versions. This is what I started out with before I got the big ones, and one of them is mounted to the ceiling to use as a camera to see the cats, and the other one's in the windowsill also as a camera to see the cats. So I have all these video devices, and I use none of them for the thing that I bought them for, but that's how it goes. That's what you do, right? Just every once in a while, peek in there and make sure that your water's not boiling over. So I'm making macaroni and cheese for dinner. And that sounds awful, and it kind of is. But before I even started macaroni and cheese, I ate most of a bowl of broccoli salad. Actually, it's broccoli slaw. I showed you the recipe for this a couple days ago. This one I added shredded carrots to, and some regular green cabbage in addition to the broccoli, onions, and dried cranberries, and the dressing. Polar has these new seltzer flavors. I haven't tried this one yet. Raspberry limoncello. Almost boiling over. When the lid rattles like that, that means it's close to boiling over. This is basically, other than tea and coffee, all I drink is seltzer. Tea, coffee, and seltzer. Well, and alcohol. More alcohol than I should drink. Boiled over a little bit. Probably because I put it in a container that has a tighter fitting lid than I used last time. I used this one last time I made it. I've only made this once before. It's not like I'm a pro. It's just it worked, so I'm showing you. I used this one, and it has a little vent, and it didn't boil over. Even though it's smaller, it didn't boil over as easily. It doesn't taste any difference than the regular raspberry lime. I don't know. Lemon and lime, what's the difference? because the microwave is going to be on. Say hi, Shadow. 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 Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. He didn't go too far. Alright, that's got 30 seconds left and I'm pretty sure it's good enough. Alright, so be careful because this gets hot. Even in a microwavable dish, because you're boiling water in it, it still gets really hot. So I'm just going to check my pasta and see if it's done. Which I'm almost sure it is. If you do buy this kind of pasta and you haven't ever before, be real careful with it because it traps a lot of boiling water inside the noodles. Alright, so then all you're going to do is, let's see here, drain most of the water out of this, but not all. Just like lightly drain it. Alright, so this pasta traps water in it anyway. Alright, so lightly drained pasta, not shook out thoroughly. And now, what you want to do is, for some half and half, I don't measure anything. You should know this by now if you've been watching me cook. But you know, like the amount you want for as much cheese sauce as you need. We don't need to measure things. We can use like our thinking brain to figure it out. Alright, now tapioca starch. Tapioca flour. It might be called tapioca starch depending on the brand you get. It doesn't take much. Like, literally you're gonna see me do this. I have like probably a spoonful and that'll be more than enough. I'm even gonna dust my hand back off in the bag because that's more than enough. Like, probably a quarter of a teaspoon would be plenty. That much will thicken a whole pot of this if you make it on the stove. The thing about the tapioca flour is it works much, much faster than cornstarch or flour. You know, like wheat flour. Normal flour for normal people. Alright, now I'm going to add a little bit more salt because I like it salty, but you might not want to. And then shaky cheese. And then shredded cheese. Whatever kind you want. Alright? It's like a serving and a half or 2 servings, something like that of cheese. Alright, now give that a mix. Try not to sling it everywhere like I just did. Back in the microwave on full power for a minute. I like to use these moments in between things to clean up the mess that I make. Because when I cook, I make a mess. I do. I am a slob. Like, my fork has flour all the way down the handle. Not that I'm going to eat with a fork anyway, so I should probably just wash it. I don't even know why I had the fork. Do you remember me getting the fork out of the drawer? Because I don't remember getting the fork out of the drawer. A fork is not a tool I normally use. I normally do everything with spoons. Alright, so that went a minute. I'm just going to stir it. I'm going to scrape the melted cheese off the sides and stir it in. You can see this, right? Alright? That's homemade macaroni and cheese in their microwave. You can see the cheese sauce. That's it. So, there's really no reason to buy boxed macaroni and cheese because making it from scratch in the microwave could not be easier. If you wanted to, you could add a little butter to this, but I don't think it needs it. If you wanted to add some protein, you could add some cottage cheese to that, and I have done that. But this is good. I haven't tasted it yet. I know it's right. It's good. Try it.